Welcome back. It's Friday and it's time for our hot topic. And today we're discussing that the petrol prices increased, as we all know, yesterday by $1.40 per litre, while both diesel grades went up by $4.63 per litre at midnight. And this is just weeks after the April adjustment, where petrol prices rose by $2.50 per litre and diesel increased by $4 per litre. And of course, this is adding to the ongoing concerns about transport costs and inflation. Joining me this evening here for the hot topics is Vanessa Njitaviwa, NBC producer. Good evening. Why am I greeting you like a guest? You're not a guest here.
I feel like a guest.
This had me in, I felt so sick when I saw that the fuel prices went up yesterday, because it was just a few weeks ago that it went up for the first time. And of course, the Namibians were up in arms.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the nitty-gritties in a bit, but what was your first reaction when you heard? Because you're also a car owner, you drive to work every day, etc. What's your thoughts on this fuel increase?
Well, Nina, I wasn't really surprised because just before our fuel price increased, I saw, I think, a week before, I saw a notice of the South African fuel price.
So you're saying that when South Africa sneezes, we get the flu?
Yeah, you could expect a slight increase into our fuel. So I think I had it coming.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really surprised, and you
anticipated it.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but I also, because today I read something, I can't remember the exact words, but it was in our local news roundup that we'll play a bit later on. Government is trying to sort of help mitigate, this rising fuel costs and also the impact, rather, that it will have on, Namibian motorists' pockets, because it's very quickly one after the other, and it's not by small amounts. When you add it up, it actually comes to a lot of money that you're spending additionally. I actually did calculations yesterday, and I calculated that if we're at the current rate of what fuel costs now, it's going to cost me about $1,900 extra per month, and that's a lot of money, Vanessa.
It is, and money is never enough.
It's never. Oh my
but
gosh.
This is unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation that we find ourselves into, and obviously we cannot only count on the government to cover the cost. We, as commuters or consumers, also need to put our brave faces on.
Are you saying we just need to be strong?
We just need to be strong.
Put on your big girl panties and move forward.
Unfortunately, this is the situation that we find ourselves in, and we cannot only just rely on the government, but we also need to bring our part to, play, because it's not. We know that the reasons why we are here, it's because of the war that is currently happening. So. And this is just the situation that we are. We just have to bear it.
So you're saying we should probably expect more fuel increases in coming months?
They might be there, but then obviously our government, I believe, it's also doing something not to increase. Imagine we cannot. I think South Africa now it's at $30, close to $30 per litre, and we are not even at 25 yet. So I think we are doing okay. But then obviously we are feeling it. We are feeling the pinch.
Yeah.
I mean, my car, I feel it for about. Before the increase, 1,003. Now, obviously, it's beyond that.
Yeah.
And inflation, as always, we can't even afford, to buy food already or groceries for the house. Now we have to add it to the fuel because we have to be at work. Yeah. So and we just have to find now easier methods.
Actually,
fuel-saving methods.
We're trying, but the prices keep going up. What I wanted to say is also, you said that we should just, get on with it, take the punch and,
let's
move forward. And I was looking at a fuel-saving method for myself yesterday because I was like, this is ridiculous. And I also don't live in Windhoek.
Yeah.
So I'm commuting every single day. And so I understand why, just to give context as to why my fuel expenditure is already that high. So I'm currently at about 4,000, close to 4,500 a month. And if you have to add the additional 2,000, that's $6,000 per month. And I can't do that. So I did calculations. If I were to use public transport, this is my fuel saving method.
Okay.
So I would save that additional 2K plus, which I feel is not a bad save. There are obviously pros and cons, because now you're not using your own vehicle. You're at the mercy of somebody else. And, you know, people drive how they drive. There are all those nitty-gritties to consider as well. And then just the comfort of being in your own vehicle and et cetera. But, I mean, saving on $2,000 and taking public transport is looking really lucrative to me right now.
I mean, it should. If you look at it, it should, Nina, because sometimes when you also have your own car, you would prefer to drive to the shop instead of, you know, walking.
Yeah.
So I think that should, that is now a method that maybe perhaps that we can now incorporate in our daily lives. Rather, even if you have to foot from Karutura to town.
I'm sure we're all jealous of the runners now, because we laugh at them when they go running. Now we're like, oh, these people can go to the shops and no issues.
Exactly.
Well, we have to take public transport, spend money, or use your car where, you know, you have fuel costs.
Yeah.
As always, we do ask the public their opinions on the topic of the day or the hot topic that we have on Fridays. And we did put it to the polls, and we're quickly going to go through what you've responded. So first question we asked our audience was, how will the fuel price increase affect you the most? And of course, the majority of the voters there said by transport costs. We also know that the taxi fares have also gone up, which I think is fair. I know that the people that do use taxis, etc., were complaining the previous time when the first increase happened, but I think now that there's a second increase, it's justified. It makes sense to add.
The last increase for taxi fare was about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's also fair that they also get some increment for this, because we are all, feeling it one way or another.
Yeah, 100%.
So
fuel's not cheaper for them.
It's not cheaper.
Yeah.
The only thing perhaps maybe one could look at is that taxi operators should just be very supportive for the consumers, so that, or for their clients, drop them at safe places rather than just looking out for them or just wanting the money. You just make sure that your clients are at least safe. I mean, that is the most crucial thing that clients will mostly complain about. But then that's why they also opt for Yango
for the
now,
Yangos,
and the in-drive and stuff like that. So I think they should just find a way to make it easier.
That's that war also, that's a whole nother conversation between, the e-hailing services and then the normal taxis that we know of. But we do know that the taxis are meant to increase only on the 18th.
Yeah.
So you've got some time if you use public transport to figure that out as well. And I hope taxi drivers adhere, because sometimes they'll be like, yes, it's only on the 18th that the increase is happening, but the fuel already went up at midnight, I want my full money.
I saw a meme that says, now is the time where you say, sorry, I forgot. I thought, or I don't know whether it's still $15 now, or you only have a $13 or a $10.
Yeah.
You can't negotiate that anymore, because everybody wants the money,
Exactly. Well, we also asked our audience, secondly, do you think that the fuel prices are increasing too frequently? And of course, about 491 voters there said yes. I don't know who the 14 are that said no. And then 8 said not sure. I agree with that. I think it's too frequent, even though I do understand the context behind why the fuel prices are going up.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for this, not at all.
Nobody is ever ready, Nina. Nobody is.
That's so true. And then lastly, we asked our audience, will this change your daily travel habits? So sort of some of those cost-saving measures that Vanessa was speaking about. The majority of the voters also said yes, about 481. 48 said no, and 40 said maybe. Vanessa, is this going to change your daily travel habits? You're going to stay at home, not go unnecessary places, and plan where you need to go so that you can do everything in one go and not be up and down too much? Or
I think, I don't think I'm really that affected, because my car is filled up for me. I don't fill up my own car.
Okay. Okay. Shading the rest of us hardworking people. Okay.
So it is what it is, unfortunately. But obviously, if it requires me to take a jog from home to work, I can do that.
But because also you live in close proximity to work.
Right.
So that's another
Yeah.
plus. So
So-
lucky you. Well, Vanessa's not
Thank you.
affected.
I'm not affected.
Well, I think, of course, like I mentioned, I'm going to consider, using public transport to work and see how that pans out because, it's a lot of money that I could save.
Indeed.
$2,000 is not child's play.
Yeah.
And we really and sincerely hope that this will be the last increase that we'll see for at least 3-4 months or something like that. Thank you so much for joining me on Hot Topics this evening. I
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me, Nina. I think we should do this more often.
We should. On that note, we're going to say goodbye. It's a Friday. It's the weekend. Please do enjoy and be safe. We'll be back, of course, Monday, 6 p.m. here on NBC One. Good night and thank you for watching.